Hi, I'm Spencer and I'm passionate about food and cooking. I love how food brings people together. I want to teach you guys how to cook and I want to help you be better connected with the food that you're eating. So let's get started. So today we're gonna be making 3 kinds of eggs. 1, a classic French omelet, 2, scrambled eggs, and 3, a fried egg. So a classic French omelet is a style of omelet in which the egg has no brown, it's a pale yellow color, and when you cut into the egg, it's creamy and silky and really soft and tender. I learned the style of egg while watching Jacques Pepin growing up after I watched my Saturday morning cartoons. He is a legendary chef and educator in the kitchen, and so I just learned how to make this egg by making it over and over and over again. So let's get started. So the first thing you wanna do is you're actually gonna heat up your pan and actually not grab this egg. You want it on medium heat, like that or so. You wanna get a nice 8-inch non-stick pan. Has a lot of Teflon on it, and that's gonna help you out when you cook your egg. So we're gonna crack the eggs. You wanna crack your eggs on a flat surface so the shell doesn't get into them. And we're gonna do 3 eggs today. So the only thing I add into eggs is salt. I know some people put milk or water into it, but I don't. I just like the pure flavor of the egg. So you're gonna take a fork. I like a fork over a whisk because it incorporates less air, and too much air in an egg makes it really spongy. So you poke the yolks with the tip of the fork, and you wanna whip your eggs pretty vigorously, and you wanna go from end to end to make sure you really break open that albumin. You want it really homogenized because egg yolk and egg white cook at different heats. So you want to really cook them together. See how there's no strands there? That's exactly what you want. So by now, our pan should be pretty warm. Let me turn the heat up just a little bit. And you're gonna add about a tablespoon of butter into the pan. And you know your pan is hot when it starts to sizzle like that. So you want it to coat pan. You don't want your butter to brown though. That's not what we're looking for. So the butter is mostly melted, so we can go ahead and start. So this is a really quick process. So you dump the eggs in right away, and then immediately with a rubber nonstick spatula, you wanna stir the eggs and shake your pan really, really quickly. You want to create the smallest possible curd you can. So your spatula moves in kind of a figure-8 motion, and your pan is constantly shaking. When it starts to thicken up, you wanna push the egg towards this end, the end of the pan, and you just kinda let it sit for a little bit. So then you fold this part down, and now we wanna get this part up. So what we wanna do is you wanna hit it right there on the edge of the pan. That forces this side up. Fold it in, you put the pan down, you grab it with your other hand, grab the plate, and you line them up edge to edge, and you flip like that. And there we have a classic French omelet. So I like to eat classic French omelets for breakfast, but I also like to eat them for lunch and for dinner as well. So I'm gonna make a little side salad to go with it. So I have a little bowl, have some arugula here. And these are just some different herbs and flowers from the garden. Use a couple of these radishes. And slice them really, really thin, just for a little crunch. And radishes are nice and spicy. The spiciness and the acidity from the salad will offset the omelet. Just super simple. A little salt. Pepper, olive oil, red wine vinegar, just a little bit. Toss it with my hands. Add some crunch, some acidity, Now you have a full-on meal. So there's your classic French omelet with a little simple salad. For our second style of eggs, we're gonna be doing a soft scramble, and we're gonna make them a little more special by adding some chanterelle mushrooms and chives. These are chanterelle mushrooms. They're a wild type of mushroom that have to be foraged in forests, and they have a really buttery, rich flavor that goes really well with eggs. These are already washed. You have to wash these mushrooms because they get kind of pine needles and dirt all over them. But yeah, I'm gonna start slicing them up. You can use any type of mushroom that you really want though, but these are more for flavor than anything. So even though the mushrooms are different sizes, you wanna cut them to a similar size so they cook evenly. And we're doing these garnishes ahead of time because that way we have them all ready to go once the eggs are completely cooked. So we're gonna throw in a little butter, surprise, surprise, to the pan. Nice little sizzle. Mushrooms go in. So we're gonna wait to add salt because mushrooms have a lot of water in them. So you really wanna cook them, get them nice and brown and colored, and then you add salt at the end to flavor them. Otherwise the water kind of runs out and they steam rather than get some color. In the meantime, I'm gonna cut up these chives nice and fine. You could use green onion or something else. Chives just have a really nice oniony flavor to them, which goes really well with the mushrooms and the eggs. I'm gonna put on this tiny plate because I have a tiny plate. They're really close to being done. So if you notice, all the water has kind of come out of them. They've cooked. I'm gonna add some salt. And we're golden. So I'm gonna put these over here, and then we'll get ready for our eggs. I'm gonna turn the heat down to about medium or so. Teflon pan again on the heat. We're gonna do 4 eggs this time, and we'll crack them exactly the same way we did the omelet on a flat surface. Again, so the shell doesn't get into it. Once again, break the yolks with the tines of the fork. Oops, I forgot some salt. And whisk. See how it's nice, no strands of white. Some butter in the pan. A couple tablespoons. So this is different than the omelet because we're not looking for tiny, tiny curds. We're actually looking for medium curds, so you don't need to move as quickly. So I'm gonna put the eggs in all at once. And you don't need to move as fast. So these, you kind of want larger or medium-sized curds. So you take your spatula, which has chives on it, and you kind of just push, and then let the raw egg kind of cook. So it kind of creates sheets. So you push back and forth a few times, and let it cook. The biggest thing with scrambled eggs is you wanna take them out 30 seconds before you think they're done. This is because the eggs keep cooking on the plate, and you want them to stay nice and moist and not overcooked. So like that, they still look a little moist, but that's okay. They're gonna continue cooking. Give them one last stir, and we're gonna put them on this plate. They kind of naturally, and to put our chanterelles and our chives on top. Tiny plate of chives. And lastly, little crunchy salt for texture. And there we have soft scrambled eggs with chanterelles and chives. Before we do our third style of egg, if you want to see more cooking videos like this, please do me a favor and like and comment on this video and subscribe to our channel. I never thought I would be one of those guys asking you to do this, but please do it. It helps out a lot. So our third style of egg, we're gonna be doing a fried egg. I ate eggs a lot in college. I ate a lot of these fried eggs. I know most college kids eat packets of ramen. I ate a lot of fried eggs over rice. And so I just feel like that has to be the egg I'm gonna make for you guys. And we're gonna make it a little more special with some toppings at the end. So first thing you wanna do, you wanna heat the pan on medium-high heat. We wanna get this pan pretty hot because we want to get crispy, crunchy edges on the egg white. We're gonna put some olive oil in instead of butter. Olive oil has a higher smoking point, which means it can get hotter than the butter, and that allows us to get the nice crunchy edges. You can use also vegetable oil if you want. I'm using a cast iron pan today. You can also use a Teflon pan or whatever pan that you guys want. Totally fine. So while that's heating up, I'm gonna get our herbs ready. I just have some cilantro. We'll just leave it like that. It's been washed. And then I have some green onions. I'm just gonna chop the white parts really, really fine because they're pretty flavorful. And then head right into the darker green section. Cool. So you know your pan is hot. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the oil starts to shimmer and it's just barely starting to smoke. So I'm just gonna do one egg. Again, we're gonna crack it right on the flat surface and then crack it right into the pan. Right in the middle. It's like the best sound. I love that sound. So you wanna use fresh eggs for fried eggs because the white is nice and tight to the yolk and it makes it more of a compact fried egg. So you're gonna let this cook for about a minute. Just don't touch it, just let it be. You wanna listen for the white and the bubbling and the popping. While we're doing that, let's get our plate ready. Let's have a plate. I'm gonna put some hot rice on it. Fried egg is great on rice because you have the runny yolk, you break into it, and it flows over the rice, and it makes its own like natural sauce. And it's just so good. So it's been about a minute. You can see the edges are starting to brown. So this is when we're gonna put a cover on it. And what that does is it traps the steam and it'll help to cook the egg on top. So we want crispy edges on the side, we want the white to be set, and then we want the yolk to be raw and nice and runny. I'm also gonna put this on top. This is Lao Gan Ma chili crisp. It is a Chinese kind of chili oil. There's like chili flakes in there and fermented beans. It's super tasty. I put it on everything, including eggs. So that'll add like a nice little spice to it. Okay, we're there. See how the edge of the egg is nice and crispy, the white is set, and the yolk is still runny. Run a spatula underneath. You literally just put it right on top of the rice. And then I actually forgot to salt it, so we're gonna salt it now, totally fine. And then some green onions. We'll do the Lao Gan Ma chili crisp. You can use chili oil, you can use hot sauce. And then the cilantro right on top. So there we have a fried egg on top of rice with Lao Gan Ma chili crisp and green onions and cilantro. Eggs are really, really tasty and super simple to cook. I hope that you guys make one or all of these egg dishes and you get more comfortable in the kitchen. I hope you guys continue cooking and we'll see you soon.